समस्त जन कल्याणी करुणामयि नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं मध्वरम्. Yeah. If you are sitting at your own home, how do you get satsang? How do you get Veda classes? How can you improve? If you are the same emotionally also, how do you get out of this messy emotions to love of God unless it changes? If you are too attached to your intellect, Sharada, next February. If you are too attached to your intellect, you become a fanatic. You will not improve. So change is the basis of progression in life. Change is the basis of progression in life. Right? Therefore, God is not sadist to give you changes, and because of changes, so you have all problems. You have all problems because of changes. If there are no changes, you don't have problem. Physically, when it is growing, also it has to depreciation. Body depreciation. Aging when it is growing. Emotionally, when you are growing means what? You are grown out of something lower, going to the higher. There is pain always in leaving something and gaining something, or you may get something unpleasant too. So in a changing phenomena, since it should never be static, it should always be changing. How can you get security in ever-changing thing? How can you get quietude, peace? Because it's continuously changing. And you do not know what will come next. The fear. The fear. In fact, all human beings, God has given 10% of sorrow. We live 90% of fear. 90% of fear. What will happen? What will happen? So, fear of the unknown, wherever there is change. And without change, you won't grow. Now, how to deal with this? Without change, you won't grow. With change, there is depreciation, there are problems, there is fear of the unknown. And two, they never separate. Supposing you like something, it gives you joy. It gives you joy. And is the same thing do you like? What you like 10 years back, today you don't like. Right? Every person, when they got the child, no, before that, when they got married, they thought they are entering into heaven. Yeah. And without marriage, no, who will understand Vedanta?
Very true.
Change is needed. Who will understand Vedanta? Right? So, this goes on. What you like sometime, the same thing becomes a source of sorrow. Same thing. You name me one thing, what gives you sorrow, did not give you happiness, and you did not like it. Give me one thing which gives you sorrow, which you never liked. All that gives you sorrow is something that you liked earlier. Now either that's not coming or you have changed. So joy and sorrow go together. They can never be separated. They are waiting. Joy is here. 30 minutes before, there was joy in this house. Right? And 30 minutes later, there came the trouble. Now, after another 40 minutes, they gain peace. Right? Goes on. Mr. Joy comes. When he comes, what does he do? His friend, because he depends on him. If there is no sorrow, how will you understand joy? If there is no sorrow, how will you understand joy? So joy and sorrow are eternal friends. So when joy comes, he says, sorrow, please sit there at the balcony. When I go out, you come. And this man goes out and that comes. And then he waits. This is all the joys and sorrows. There is no choice. And I told you, without that, you won't grow. And God is not a sadist to give you that. Now, what is the problem, therefore? You are not intelligently going through them. You are not intelligently going through them, and respect, have faith in God's will. You do not have faith in God's will. You feel, why did I get this? Who else should get it? Only you should get it. Right? So this change is necessary. And who all changes? Does a stone change perceptibly? Perceptibly, it doesn't change. Tree also changes slowly. Animal changes faster, man changes even faster. Change can only happen where there is life. Change can only happen where there is life. Life is changeless. Life is bliss. Life is changeless. Life is bliss. Changing is fear, anxiety, sorrow, etc., etc., etc. Right? Are there two different things that now you have to see? This is why I requested people, do not miss today's class and destiny. What am I doing? Physically. They may be, some of them may be there in this thing. They are there, plenty of people, more than 30. But this effect will not come there. So now you have to see whether this changing and changeless are two different things. You have life in you. Everything else has life, even the stone. There it doesn't express immediately, but there is life. Scientists have got Nobel Prize for that. Our own Bose from Bengal have got Nobel Prize for that. That even stones have life. Ahalya turned into stone, turned into Ahalya. So even stones have life. You have life, everything has life. So you are not different from anything else. If you have doubt, open the skull and see, you will have a lot of byproducts, stones. Right? You are not different. Oh, stone, you just now said, if life is to change and you don't. I said carefully, it's not perceptible change, very slow, because life doesn't express that much. But is stone also, you have existence in you. The stone has existence in it. Right? You have existence in you. The stone has existence in it. So you and stone are same in that aspect. Now, is existence and life different? If existence exists, it has life, otherwise it cannot exist. So existence and life are not different. Right? And it is the essence of everything. Is the essence of everything. Is the essence of you. Is the essence of everything. Therefore, you are everything. Therefore, you are everything. And what upsets you? To see things to be different from you. To see things different from you. Sometimes I give examples, it may connect to some of you, but I only have to talk subject. I have nothing to do with anybody. Right? Somebody says something, you are hurt. Somebody says something, you are hurt. Now, what has happened in this process? You made that somebody bigger than you, that's why you are hurt. You made somebody bigger than you, that's why you are hurt. So you are responsible for your sorrow. You are responsible for your sorrow. Right? So therefore, it's not the change that gives problem. It's your relationship with the change that gives the problem. It's the relationship with the change, resistance to change, that gives you problem. Resistance to change. Physical condition. We are worried. Stephen Hawking, I don't know how, one of the greatest scientists next to Einstein, as I read the book, some of his books. I don't know how he didn't get Nobel Prize. I do not know. It's surprising. That person cannot even wipe his saliva. Somebody has to do it. He's like a vegetable. But even today, his brain is active. He's writing books of it. He's gone beyond the body. We have here example in Trichy, one auditor. Kumar வந்து என் ரிலேஷன்ஷிப்பை கட் பண்ணிட்டார். ஆமா, ஒரு ஆடிட்டர் இருக்காரு திருச்சியில. அவர் வந்து அவரும் ஸ்டீஃபன் ஹாக்கிங் சொல்லலாம். Somebody has to do everything for him. And that man is running an orphanage for 400 people. 400 people for the last 30 years, 30, 40 years. எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச 30 years. He's an auditor. குமார் இதை பேசி இதுல சுரபாரத்தில் அவங்க மந்த்லி ஒரு டாபிக் வச்சு சான்ஸ்கிரிட்ல பேசணும். இது 40, 50 years போகுது சுரபாரத்தில். He talked and he sent me the recording. I said, it's nice, but if you talk in English, because the topic is so good, a lot of people will get. I don't know how he got hurt. He abruptly said, I don't know English. I don't know why, right? But that example is, you have to know. So is physical handicap a handicap? Is physical handicap a handicap? You can't get a better book than Ashtavakra Gita. Ashtavakra means what? 8 curves in the body. You can't get a better book than that. It makes it simple. When I am alone there everywhere, what to hug, what to reject, what to hug, what to reject. Astaghfirullah. Do you need something more than this? Because hugging and rejecting is the job of the mind. And when you go beyond the mind, you are God. As simple as that. Hugging, rejecting, hurt, not hurt, is all the mischief of your own mind. Don't blame others. Don't blame others. Don't be. You are stupid to do that. Because you first are belittling yourself. And then why blame others? Why blame others? Therefore, change is not a problem. It's your relationship, your attitude, your mind is the problem. Right? Even the mind, it has to educate itself to grow in love, expand in love. That means it has to change. I love only myself. Even at home, I say, nobody takes care of me. Nobody else is bothered. You are not bothered about anybody else. Nobody takes care of me. First yourself. At best, your wife. Then your children. That's all. Parents, you have put them in old age. So even emotionally, you have to grow. If it doesn't change, you won't grow. Intellectually. I just now gave you an example. Atma Bodh I have taken 10 times in the class. I studied and heard Gurudev itself. But now when I'm hearing Atma Bodh, it's such a lovely book, I must do it. That one book is enough. That means what? I'm intellectually also changing. I was not the same idiot as I come here. Worse now. Right? So everything has to change if it has to give you utility. And now they are all same because essentially your existence life, their existence life. How do you see the differences? You tell me, how do you saw the differences in your dream? In your dream, you had a friend, you had an enemy. You had inert, you had sentient objects. Are there different things in you? How did you see? You answer me. Why are you asking me? How am I seeing? You tell me how you are seeing the dream. How you are seeing the dream. Things that are not there, you are seeing. This is the simplest definition for Maya. In Sanskrit, agatita ghatana patiyasi Maya. Agatita ghatana patiyasi Maya. That which is not there, make it appear as though it is there, is called Maya. Your dream world. Your dream. So you don't have to ask anybody else. How did you see the wave born and wave died? Is the wave ever born as water, as ocean? Does it ever die as over this thing? How did you see that? You see that because you see it as different from water. Is there anything in that which is different from water? Form. Has form any base other than water? Golden ornaments. Ornaments are what? Gold plus form. You keep the gold, give me the form. Same. What is that? In gold, there is a capacity without changing to appear as though changing. In water, there is a capacity without changing, appear to change. In you, there is a capacity without changing, appear to change. And that is this world. That is Narayana. That is you. That is existence. That is life. Know this Narayana. Play with the world. That's the intelligent man's living. You don't change the world. When you want to change the world, you are sitting on judgment with over God. You are telling him, you don't know anything. What does God know my problems? What does God know my problem? He doesn't know. Because your problems are not real. Your problems are not real. The day you can say, when you are suffering most, honestly, you should experience it. You will all. If you start trying to internalize what is told, you will all feel this. The day you are suffering maximum, you should wholeheartedly, not as a culture, say, thank you, God. You love me so much. You take care of me so much. Thank you. The day you can tell thank you to God, the day you are suffering, that day you become God. That day you become God. Right? The day you can recognize the love of God, that day you become God. Maximum suffering, you should be able to recognize the love of God. I am saying this, you think I will be left alone. Tomorrow you will send me a problem to test this statement. You will not keep quiet. Because you should go on hitting, and then you should still say this. I have an excuse. I don't mind tomorrow what will happen, because whatever I say also is all your only language. You are only telling. I have no problem. Tomorrow what I will say also is only you. So what have you to do to make your life all right? Whatever you do to make your life all right, are all you have to contemplate on this. Just don't hear this as a fashion. Whatever you want to do to change your life are the things of sorrow. World's richest man says, next few days, my wealth will be more than number 2 and number 3 wealth put together. My wealth will be more than number 2 and number 3 put together. If he is having this mind and continuously comparing, what is his wealth doing for him? Giving him sorrow only. Giving him sorrow only. Right? All your possessions give you sorrow. Right? I know Rigveda. You don't know Samaveda. I know that also. You don't know Yajurveda. I know that also. You don't know other Veda. I know that also. Mundakopanishad says all these are aparavidya, secondary knowledge. After knowing all that. After knowing all that, Mundakopanishad says aparavidya, it's all secondary knowledge. So why did you learn? To suffer. What you have to learn? I tell people, there is nothing to learn. Gurudev has given one chart, that's enough. I have BMI, I am not the BMI. I deal with OET, and I have nothing to do with them. I am not the PFT. What are the PFT, BMI, OET? Can there be BMI, PFT, OET? If there is something to be there, they have to be created. if there has to be something, they have to be created. So who created? God created. From where? From some objects. That means objects were there for God to create. Who created those objects? Also. So God was there, objects are there, and then God created. That means God is in some place, is not in other places. So that means God is limited. If he is God, he has to be there at all places, at all times. How can something at all places, at all times become OET, objects, emotions, thoughts, BMI, body, mind, intellect? How can they be? How from that can become perceiver, feeler, thinker, PFT? How? Gurudev puts it beautifully. Ota, we behind BMI, OET, PFT. We is the reflecting medium. Om reflects as BMI, reflects as OET. Relationship is PFT. So what does it mean? Whole thing is a reflection. Whole thing is a reflection. You, your ego. What is ego? The thought I. How did it come? When God created, first, he became Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha. That means what? Hiranyagarbha, dead to his godliness, Brahman. So how did creation start? With death. Think. How did creation start? With death. Hiranyagarbha has to lose his prior condition as Brahman. Creation starts with death. Then that creator, Hiranyagarbha Brahmaji, starts making you. You see, oh, I am different. That is where the ego is found. Now, Hiranyagarbha himself is an illusion because God cannot change. And he created you a greater illusion. How do I get out of this? Simply see who is supporting Hiranyagarbha, who is supporting this ego, the I, the me. It is that consciousness which is there in sleep. Your mind is not there, you are not body consciousness, body conscious, you don't have any knowledge, show off. Somebody told me, at the drop of the hat, you want to show off your knowledge. Somebody gave me the compliment. Okay. I don't mind because I have no knowledge. All my Gurudev speaks when I sit in this chair. After that, if I go after the class, you cannot find a man speaking more nonsense than me. Experience. That's why you matured smile. Right? So the BMI, the PFT, the OET are all God seen in a medium, vasanas. As an individual, it's called vasanas. As God, it's called Mula Prakriti. What is Mula Prakriti? He has in him the potential without changing to appear as many, like in our dream. That's called Mula Prakriti. Can you separate it from God? Can you separate the capacity of gold to become the ornament? Can you separate that capacity? Can you separate the capacity of you from becoming the dreamer? Can you separate the capacity of water becoming the wave? They're all the same, one only. Sun and sunlight cannot be separated. God and Prakriti are not two different things. They cannot be separated. If you have understood what I have said today, from tomorrow, Harsha has to be there. It is our house. Right? I will be there. For me, one is enough. Like Krishna had only one Arjuna. I will never have less audience than Arjuna. Right? You don't have to come if you understood this. If you are not understood this also, you don't have to come. Go on thinking. Because there's nothing greater than this. To know what is world, to know what is ego, to know what is God, how from that God, the eternal, the immortal, the infinite God, the finite, mortal, miserable creature has come. That's all you have to do. What is the change? What is the changeless? The change is death. Change is death. Hiranyagarbha. Death is the first principle of creation. Death is the first principle of creation. This is not a fashion I'm talking. There's a lot of support for this from Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, and the Purusha Suktam and all that. Right? A lot of support. In fact, whatever I am blabbering is only from there. Right? So death is the first thing in creation. Death itself is an illusion. What is the solution? Not trying to change the world. Not trying even to change yourself. You be as stupid as you are. God needs that chutney. God likes that chutney. You be as stupid as you are. He doesn't want you to change. Don't change the world. Don't change the God. What? Accept all as God beautiful. Can there be a simpler solution than this? To accept everything, the stupid and the intelligent, all to be God, myself. I don't have to change anything. I need the stupid fellow, I need the intelligent fellow. Otherwise, both of them don't have existence. If there is no stupid fellow, there is no intelligent fellow. If there is no intelligent fellow, there is no stupid fellow. Think. You need both. God created both. Did God create? He himself appeared as. He himself appeared as. Whom will you reject then? Whom will you hug? So this principle of change essentially is the changeless. Please understand, this principle of change is essentially the changeless. Nothing to do to recognize the changeless in the changing. Nothing to do to recognize the changeless in the changing and enjoy the play of the change. Enjoy the play of the change. This is the essence of Kathopanishad, dialogue between death, because that's the first thing. He is direct, immediate Brahman who can talk. Brahman cannot talk. Death alone can talk. And death is the first. Therefore, everything came after him. So he knows everything. Whole knowledge he has. So death is the real Guru. And who is the Sishya? Whoever is fed up with the world and says, stupid thing, what it can give me. At best, it can give me, whatever it can give me is only the 5 elements. Whatever it can give me is the 5 elements. Stupid thing. What do I want from this? So shallow, is my life so shallow? Is it meant to be so shallow? One who starts questioning, in whom the never suspected spiritual urge comes, never suspected, is called Nachiketas. Sanskritama, correct? Nachiketas, never suspected. Suddenly comes in you. Why? Punya. What is punya? Suddenly you say no opposites, punya, papa. True, there is no punya, papa. Punya brings nearer God. Papa takes you away from you. What is punya? Anything that dilutes the ego is punya. What dilutes the ego? Give charity. A man who is too obsessed with his money cannot give charity. That's why it's called dana. Da, to cut. Dana cuts your ego. Right? Talk a word, soft word, which I never know in my life. Right? Softly talk. Satyam vada, priyam vada, hitam vada, mitam vada. Right? This is all punya. Pray. Prayer is a punya because you are surrendering your ego. You are surrendering. This punya brings you to this clear mind which starts thinking and seeks this knowledge. And when you are ready, the Lord who is waiting comes in the form of a guru, gives you Aptavakya Shastra, and then through them you get wisdom. First, it starts with you, Atma Krupa. Then comes Ishwar, because he is ready. You are not ready. Atma Krupa, you should decide, I should change. Then he comes in the form of a guru. Ishwara Krupa, Guru Krupa, Shastra Krupa. And when you have decided to change, it may be slow, 3-4 lives, because you were not listening to me properly, you were not practicing it, you don't have faith on me. If you have faith on me, you are practicing, it will not take you more than 2-3 years. At worst. There are many people first class, they never come to second class because they got it. Right? 100% guarantee your experience. 100% guarantee. You only have to have faith and live. Right? This is Kathopanishad, dialogue between the right teacher and the right student. Right? About what? About the problem of change, which is called death, wanting immortality, to find the changeless in the changing. Right? That is Kathopanishad. Can there be any other greater topic than this to start with? That is Kathopanishad. And then what? It goes step by step. Who finds this knowledge? I told you, if you listen to me carefully, practice it, in 2-3 years, you will definitely get it, I guarantee. If you don't get it, what is the meaning? You have no Shraddha in me. So who will get it? If you have Shraddha. You have Shraddha, will you get it? No, you have to contemplate, dhyana. Shraddha and dhyana you can contemplate. No, you need to have love for it. Bhakti. So, who gets it? Kaivalya Upanishad says, Shraddha, dhyana, bhakti. Together, you find out. The student in Kaivalya Upanishad asked Bhagavan, please teach me, Adihi Bhagavan. The teacher says, you will know through Shraddha, Bhakti and Jnana. You know. You go and learn yourself. I don't have to teach you. When you get Shraddha, Bhakti and Jnana, you will get it. Very right there. You will get it. Develop the right qualities. How will I develop the right qualities? Listen attentively to every stroke, master stroke of the Kata Rishi on Nachiketas. You will see how the character is developed, how you change. A lot of people will say, this story, I will wait for the teaching. That story is most important. If you can change yourself to Nachiketas, if you change yourself to be Nachiketas, Yamadharmaraja feels smaller than Nachiketas. He says that. You are so intelligent, you rejected all that is transient. I got caught into this mess. Right? So all that you have to do is what? Not learn Kathopanishad, not do meditation. Try to become Nachiketas. How will you become Nachiketas? Learn from this sloka. Now what do? I start the text. Time, good time, bad time. So, like so this Upanishad is called Katha. English it is written as Katho. So people pronounce Katho, and they say because it's a story based. It's a story Upanishad. Nothing wrong. Do not criticize. You know why? Any name in the Upanishad is not given by the author. There is no author. Somebody wanted to identify, gave a name to it. It could be something else. So no, name doesn't matter. If somebody calls it Kathopanishad, that's not how we see it. There's nothing wrong in that. But normal version is because it's written in Sanskrit, Katho. The Rishi's name is called Kata. The Rishi's name is called Kata. Kathopanishad. Upanishad I've already said in the first class. If you don't remember, see the YouTube because I need some visitors there. So every Upanishad starts with a peace mantra. What is a peace mantra? Your mind has gone to pieces. That which collects all the pieces and brings to one piece is called peace mantra. This is why students also, some teacher told me, even when I was a student, before the exam, just think of God for 1 minute. I found you don't even have to think of God. God is only a reason. Just think of something, bring the whole mind focus there, and then read the question paper. You will understand better, you will write. So 1 minute prayer before the exam is a must. So this also, you need prayer. Why? You have to collect your mind. You have to collect your mind from various things. Right? And therefore, prayer verse, peace verse, you need. What is the peace verse in this Upanishad? Om Sahana Bhavatu. Saha now Avatu. Saha together now. Both of us Avatu. How is he? Contract between us. If I make a Sanskrit mistake, don't expose me in the class.
I already told
Tell
you
me personally.
what you speak is Sanskrit.
Right?
Samyak Krita.
Sahano Bhunartu. May we together enjoy light for our man. Tube light and what is the power? That light is extra light. Ilya.
Swayam Jyoti. The lamp you
have. Focus one. Focus one. Right. May we together enjoy what is taught. What is taught is about God. That bliss together, let us together enjoy. Sahaviryam karavavai. Let us together strive to experience that truth. Tejasvinau adhitamasti. Whatever we have read should become clear to us. And in between, what does he think? That man, he talks nonsense. He says this. And 2 days back, I put something in the net, this thing, and a lot of people were unhappy with me. My own students, all this, Lalita, Harsha. I'm not talking about others.
teachers.
Right? Lalita, Harsha, they were all upset. Right? And then they have a question mark. How will what I teach go into them? How will what I teach go into them? As I teach, it will go into you differently because your mind is different. Therefore, mutual trust, mutual love has to be there. Otherwise, it won't work. Ma vidvishavahai. Om Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. Shanti Adidaivika. Another Shanti, Adi Bhautika. Last Shanti, Adhyatmika. Adi Daivika, abstraction, Trapatraya. 3 types of troubles. Troubles from unknown, rain, floods, COVID. 3 years it cut off physical class. Today the first class after 3 years. Right? That's called Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika. External. You want to start, suddenly guest comes. You can't do it, family people. I can do it. I can say, please wait here, I'll come after 2 hours. He says, no, I will see you later. He will go. I won't go on talking to you. I will say, wait here, I'll come back after 2. That's what I told her. She is suffering from 2 weddings. Right? She said, I have no time. And take 2 hours. Tell them, Tuesday, 2 hours is mine. Rest is yours. I will do whatever you want. You understand? You can't put this behind anything else. This is what Gita Upanishad Vivek Chodama says. One must be selfish. It says that. Right? Labdha Mahapurusha Sansaya Kaha Swarte Pramaditi. I'm not able to remember. Who ignores his own welfare. Right? Who ignores his own welfare. Because all your so-called that what is a service in the seat look on the Siladana now. Otherwise it will remain. You helping others, nalla word.
Paropakarama.
English. Sorry. Anyway, that also is based on your interest. That is what Kathopanishad says. Na patyuk kamaya patih priyam bhavati, na jaya kamaya jaya priyam bhavati, na putra kamaya putra priyam bhavati, sarvam atmanastu kamaya priyam bhavati. Kathopanishad. Right? And if you don't believe, read Ayn Rand's books. Ayn Rand. She talks of this Atlas Shrugged and some other book is there. Right? Fountainhead. She talks on this. This English name, Burman. So trying to work for others, doing and all that.
Philanthropy. Social service.
Mind like Burman. So all that so-called working service and all that is based on this. Your this thing. First to know this, then only you can serve. You are poor, how will you help others? You are poor, you are a beggar, how will you give others? You understand? So that is others and all that. When they interfere with your spiritual progress, tell them to go to heaven. Right?
Uncle Parera Naka.
Everything else you serve them. When they come in as a hindrance to your spiritual thing, remember Meera. Right? Remember Meera. Remember Prahlada. Remember Vibhishana.
Bharata.
Prahlada, Vibhishana, Meera, when they became hindrance to God, all relations given up. Right? So, Adi Bhautika, that's the way to handle. Adhyatmika, problems in your own self. I wanted to start at the class at that time. At that time, leg pain. I could not come. Somebody died. He did not consult you before dying. Huh? It will wait. I did it, sir. My very close friends, close people who brought me up from childhood. Kochpada Baba and his wife Rajaka. They brought me up. They, in few months difference, both bodies were there in Besant Nagar. My class is in Adayar, both died on the Sunday. My class is on Sunday. And in the temple, I didn't find any excuse. I finished the class and went to the body. People brought me up. And where did you get when my brother died? From his house, Satish's house. When my brother died, I was in the class. So you will get so many excuses. Nothing doing. Gurudev says beautifully when he gives instruction. Study class, absenting, you have only one excuse. You are dead. You are dead, you are excused. Right? This is the topmost. What else? Everything is for this. Your family, your dharma, your society, all for this. If we are going to postpone this, then you are not yet ready for this. Very mildly I am putting, because in this seat. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you. Giving a lot of time. I'm scared. I want to do some text. Right? First, this thing I told you, this is the story. Let us see the story. Ushanhavai Vajasravasaha Sarva Veda Samdadau Tasyaha Nachiketa Nama Putra Asa. This how, why, and all that. Here comes. When they have a problem with chandas, they will put it. Ushan have I desirous of. There are two meanings for this. One is desirous of, straight meaning. Other is, it says, it's the name of the man, Ushan, Mr. Ushan, son of Vajasravas. Mr. Ushan, son of Vajasravas, or desirous of. I think it's more meaningful to take desirous of, because simple Ushan, desire, nobody will have any. Why the Upanishad starts with that first? Why does any learning, any teaching, any pursuit start with what? Desire. So you should know how to handle a desire. So that's the basis. That is the basis. Ushan Havai Vajasravasaha, son of Vajasravas. Who is Vajasravas? A man who became Sravas, very famous through Vaja, giving food, Annadana. Annadana. He became very famous. His son is Vajasravasa. Today's class will be extended by 1 hour. Because it's so beautiful, I don't want to stop it, but I can't complete it. Extended by 1 hour. Right? And in Rotary, there is a joke. How many minutes I should speak? The speaker will ask. They will say, sir, you go on speaking, but after 20 minutes, we will leave. Right? So anyway, because it's so good, I knew this class will be like that. That's why I told a lot of people, today you come personally. Their prarabdha, what can be done? Narayana. There is Radha Narayana. So, Ushan, desirous of, Vajasravasaha, who his father Vajasravas became famous by giving food. His son Vajasravasaha, Sarva Vedasam Dadau. He didn't give mere food, he gave off everything that he has supposed to give. He didn't. I will tell you The story will come. Supposed to give all that he has. Tasya Nachiketa Putra Asa. He had a son called Nachiketa. Tasya Nachiketa Putra Asa. What is this? That's it need not be story of three people. Vajasravas, Vajasravasaha, Nachiketas. It's our own evolution. First, it starts with giving charity and all that I told you, punya. Then trying to do upasana, seeking God. That is rituals. That is Vajasravasa. Trying to do Vishwajit Yajna, a yajna through which he will conquer the entire world. Vishwajit. How will he conquer the entire world? By rejecting the entire world. Go and think at home. You can only conquer the world by rejecting the world, rising above the world. I don't need you. Socrates went on Pandi Bazaar every day, seeing shop to shop. Somebody asked, you don't buy anything every day you are coming? He says, I am coming to see what all things I don't want. And when Socrates didn't want anything, he became richer by all that. He became richer by all that. So you don't need the world. That means it doesn't fill up any inadequacy in you. You are full. You are full. So Vishwajit is to give up your attachment, your value for this Vishwa. Okay? That is the one who conquers the Vishwa. And how will you do that? When you give up everything, Sarva Vedasam Dadav, you gave all that is there, supposed to be. But our friend, like us, we do Shraddha and all that. Shraddha and all that. What do we do? Godanattakaga 1 ரூபாய். அந்த காலத்துல, எங்க காலத்துல, இப்ப maybe 10 ரூபாய், 600 ரூபாய். Right? கோதானத்துக்காக 1 ரூபாய், 10 ரூபாய், 100 ரூபாய், அவங்கவுங்க கெப்பாசிட்டிக்கு தகுந்தபடி. Right? பூதானத்துக்காக 1 ரூபாய், 10 ரூபாய், 100 ரூபாய். Right? இப்ப 1 ரூபாய், 10 ரூபாய், 100 ரூபாய்னா பிச்சைக்காரனா திருப்பி கொடுத்துருவான். சார் உங்களுக்கு தேவை ஜாஸ்தியா இருக்கு, நீங்களே விற்கோங்க சார். I think you need it more. So, right? ஆனா அதான் நம்ம கொடுக்குறோம். அதுதான் இவர் பண்றாரு. என்ன பண்றாரு பாப்போமா? வாஜஸ்ரவர். Tamha Kumaram Santam Dakshinasu. I told you these are 3 levels of our own growth. One is first start with danas, then interested in subtle words, subtle experiences. So invoke God. That also can be 2 ways. Invoke God, do upasana for material gain, upasana for evolution, like Brahmaloka and all that. That also 2 ways. So he does Vishwajit, supposed to be to gain immortality, but he does all things ulta. So he had a son called Nachiketa. That boy, Santam, Kumaram, Dakshinasu, Niyamanasu, Santam, yet he is a Kumara. Still being a Kumara, Santam Kumaram. That Santam is continuity. That means he is still a Kumara. That's how Santanam comes. Continue. Right? Santam Kumaram is still a child. Santam Kumaram. Dakshinasu Niyamanasu. When various Dakshinas were all distributed, Shraddha Avivesha. Shraddha. This Shraddha is a lovely word. Shraddha. Faith. Sincerity. Tenacity. Love. Right? Capacity to understand. Capacity to understand. That's called Shraddha. I am explaining to him my problems. He never helped me. Why? He never wanted to learn my problems. So he didn't have Shraddha. He didn't have. When will he understand? When will he have Shraddha? When he wants to understand my problems. Even before I opened my mouth, he has understood fully. Sir, I have understood fully. You don't need anything to be done. Right? So Shraddha is what? Capacity to understand. Teacher's words. Vivek says that. Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya Satya Buddhi Avadharana. That's called Shraddha. Because of which you will understand. If you have Shraddha in me, you will understand my words as I say. If you have no Shraddha, you will understand as your mind teaches you. So that Shraddha is needed. So he started with that Shraddha, that faith to understand his father, and therefore Saha Amanyata. He started thinking, reflecting. What does he start thinking, reflecting? Pitodaka, Jagdatruna, Dugda Doha, Nirindriyaha, Anandanamate Lokaha, Pansa Gachati, Tadadat. Pitodakaha. They have lost all energy to drink even water. They have drunk the last drop of water. Everything in the world I learned from Gurudev. He taught me this also. Even to sleep, you need energy. If you are too tired, you cannot sleep. Therefore, Gurudev taught this. Before you sleep, if you can't sleep, take a glass of milk with sugar. Sugar gives energy. And then you can sleep. Sugar gives energy. What God, what he did not teach. When I was driving him in the car, there was petrol overflow. Which sheikh is giving you free petrol? Which sheikh is giving you free petrol? That is God. When I was serving him, my hand was shaking. Why should that hand shake? That is God. Don't say you have not seen God. God is there before you. Right? So, Pitodaka, they have drunk the last drop of water. Jagdatruna, they have eaten the last bread. Means there is no energy. Dugda dohaha, you cannot milk from that. Nirindriyaha, all organs are failed. Ananda namate loka. What happened? They come back. Nirindriyaha, all organs have lost their capacity. And if you give this type of thing as charity, what will go? You will go to words, Ananda, where there is no happiness. Where there is no happiness, there is no joy. Anandanama, te lokaha, those words, sansa gacchati, sadadate. He will go to that world where there is no joy. What is this loka? First floor is, this is Bhuloka. First floor is Bhuvarloka. Second floor is Swargaloka. Third floor is Tapoloka, Maharloka, Satyaloka. 7 floors up, 7 basements. Is it? Loka is Lukkate Anena Lokaha, through which you experience. Oh, that their house, it's all world of doctors, world of engineers, world of business people. Loka. Loka means it's that where they're prominent. Right? Lokaha. So fields of experience. You will only gain those fields of experiences where you will not get any joy by giving them. How? I don't understand. You don't understand because you never read Chinmayananji. What did Chinmayananji say? You make a living by what you give, what you get. You make a life but what you give. What you give gives you happiness. The quality of what you give will give the quality of happiness. If you are giving useless things, you will get no happiness. Very, very simple. Simple. Right? Okay. I think time is over. Next week. Time is over. We can't do more. We'll see next week. पूर्णमदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम. Thank you all. There are a lot of people there.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om, uncle.
Thank you.
Hari Om, uncle.
Uncle, thank you.
Hari
Om, thank you.
Hari Om, uncle.
Right, Sharada.
Hari Om, uncle.
Hari Om, uncle.
Hari Om, uncle.
Lata disowned me.